Welcome to Painting the Child's Story. I am your host, Lois Soya Jamang, and today we will be exploring ways to improve the self-esteem of students in classroom through art therapy. As a school counselor, I observed that many of my students of class 8 to 10 frequently gave up on class activities, particularly after the pandemic. Many students were hesitant to participate in class, fearing the opinions of others, and would not raise their hands even if they knew the answer. One particularly concerning case involved a student who would constantly yell at his desk mate, causing others to avoid sitting with him. He was socially isolated and highly defensive. Another student, who had gained weight due to pandemic-related stress, struggled to accept compliments. I believe the increase in social media's portrayal of picture-perfect lives and the pressure to meet the expectations of parents and teachers may have contributed to a rise in low self-esteem among students. Thus, to combat the rise in low self-esteem and to improve overall well-being in children through creativity, I decided to incorporate using art therapy within the classroom. Before delving into the 3 studies that explore the impact of art therapy on self-esteem through the improvement of negative body image, aggression, and stress, let's first define what self-esteem and art therapy means in a classroom setting. Self-esteem is an attitude that individuals hold about themselves, which can either be positive or negative. It is shaped by the influences of culture, society, family, and interpersonal relationship. But self-esteem is not the same as being self-conceited or self-centered. It is compatible with self-acceptance. Thus, in my own word, self-esteem allows you to be yourself, appreciate your qualities, and respond to others in a positive and productive way. Low self-esteem can contribute to depression, eating disorder, body dysmorphic disorder, and antisocial behavior. So how can art therapy help? In art therapy, there is no such thing as a right or wrong way of doing art. Through creative expression, it empowers students to develop self-esteem. A mixture of art in therapy and art as therapy can be healing as they indulge in making art rather than self-destructive behavior. Now, let's dive into our 3 studies for today. Study 1. In Her Image study was conducted in Vancouver, Canada, with a group of 7 adolescent female students aged 13 to 14. The school counselor and youth worker led the art therapy group, which included students referred for various reasons such as eating disorders, substance abuse, low self-esteem, negative body image, and relational aggression. Intake questionnaires were used, modified from DeLay and Lacroix's Go Girl questionnaire. The art therapy study was conducted once a week for 8 weeks. Each week, the sign-in procedure varied. For instance, in one session, students were asked to sign in using a 10-point scale, while in the other, they used their favorite animals. This served as an icebreaker to encourage discussions about their emotions and challenges for the week. Afterwards, they were introduced to the activity for the session. For example, one session involved creating a group collage for magazines to differentiate between real and fake representations of adolescents. Another session involved sculpting their favorite body part, which some found challenging. On the final day of art therapy, the girls painted a mural in honor of International No Diet Day. The mural was displayed in school for 3 weeks, and the group was very proud of their accomplishment. The study used a questionnaire to measure body image and self-esteem before and after the intervention. The results were analyzed using Wilcox's signed ranks test and showed a statistical significant improvement with less than 5% chance of it being due to chance. Study 2. I chose this second study, Effects of Art Therapy on Anger and Self-Esteem in Aggressive Children, as I believe that there is a link between child aggressiveness and low self-esteem. In this study, 30 children aged 7 to 11 from Iran with aggressive behavior was randomly assigned to either an art therapy group or a controlled group for 2 months. The children inventory of anger and the Coppersmith self-esteem inventory was used to measure aggression and self-esteem respectively. This study consists of the 10-week art therapy program with weekly sessions lasting 2 hours each. The art therapy program began by introducing expectations in various art forms as well as conducting assessments. Subsequent sessions focused on artistic self-expression and emotional identification through group activities involving various drawings and addressing anger through mirror drawings. Later sessions explored the impact of aggression on participants' life and relationship. In the 9th session, participants collaborated on an art therapy program and shared their thoughts about the program ending. In the final sessions, they completed assessments and showcased their artwork in a small exhibition. As I expected, the results of the analysis showed that there were significant difference between the treatment and control groups in terms of self-esteem. Specifically, the treatment group had higher scores in family self-esteem, social self-esteem, and general self-esteem. Additionally, there were also significant difference between the two groups in terms of anger, with the treatment group showing. The final study investigated the impact of a nature-based art therapy program on brain waves, stress levels, and self-esteem in non-disabled siblings of children with disability. The study was conducted in the Suri Mountains of South Korea and involved 33 children aged between 7 and 13. These children were randomly assigned to either an experimental group or a controlled group. The experimental group participated in an 8-week nature-based art therapy program for 6 minutes each week within the forest, while the controlled group were free to engage in activities outside of the designated area. The study was led by a clinical art therapist. During the first 10 minutes of each session, the children were instructed to find a comfortable spot and gather materials from their surroundings to create an artwork for 40 minutes. The remaining time was spent discussing their creations. This allowed them to experience psychological relaxation and rejuvenation by engaging with the various stimuli provided by the forest environment. The study used electrocephalogram to measure brain function and the anti-stress quotient to access resistant to stress. Hans stress scale adapted for children were used to measure stress levels, and the self-esteem scale was used to assess self-esteem in 4 subdomains: overall, social, at home, and at school. The nature-based art therapy program resulted in positive changes in all the above assessments. Participants showed increased concentration, reduced fatigue, steadier nerves. More importantly, nature-based art therapy showed increase in high self-esteem in all categories of overall self-esteem and social self-esteem. I observed that all the 3 studies of art therapy interventions had limitations regarding having a small sample size, which resulted in regional generalization. Further, these researchers should explore ways to reduce the high dropout rate in the control group. I believe that it's also crucial for the art therapist to select a medium that the children feel comfortable using. If the children are made to use a medium that they are not comfortable with, it may result in a final product that they are not satisfied with, which potentially cause further harm to their already fragile self-esteem. So there you have it. We've explored 3 different articles that demonstrate the positive impact of art therapy on children's self-esteem. The results showed a clear increase in self-esteem and decrease in stress, anger, and negative body image. Additionally, we have seen how combining art in therapy and art as therapy can be effective for children, where both the final product and the creative process have therapeutic value. That's it from me today, folks. Please join me next week for the next episode of Painting the Child Story, where I will be diving into grief-focused intervention with art as a therapeutic tool. Until then, have a lovely week.